Police said they shot and killed 29-year-old Omar Santa Perez through a window in the lobby, but not before Santa Perez killed 3 people and wounded 2 more.
So, yeah, it's a little scary.
And Dale is talking about waiting in Kettering to hear from her son-in-law, Kevin, who works in the Fifth Third Tower.
Texted Kevin. He works at Fifth Third. He's the son-in-law. And he was on lockdown.
Her daughter works 2 blocks down. She heard from her about 90 minutes after the shooting started that she was okay, too. That's when Dale says the tension finally eased.
Everything was fine with them, too.
It's a tragedy the police chief has called a horrific incident, one the Southwest Ohio community is now grappling with as it recovers.
I think it has shaken the community a bit.
Not like this ever happens in Cincinnati. You know, you get your occasional shootings, but not a mass shooting like this.
And there will be a ceremony at 4 tomorrow afternoon on Fountain Square and to honor the victims of this violence. There's also been a ceremony at 4 tomorrow afternoon on Fountain Square and to honor the victims of this violence. There's also been a lot of talk. I've heard from people here in Cincinnati today saying, hey, tomorrow, let's go get lunch in Fountain Square. That's an incredibly common thing daily here in Cincinnati. But tomorrow, in particular, James and Cheryl, that'll be a show of solidarity and one of getting back to normal here in Cincinnati. We're live in downtown Cincinnati tonight. I'm John Bedell, News Center 7. And 2 witnesses describe what they did when they heard the gunfire.
I heard about 8 gunshots, and I actually got on my knees, kind of got down on the ground. And then all the cops started coming.
It got very quiet, and then I just sat and waited undercover until somebody told me to move.
And right now, 2 shooting victims are at UC Medical Center, and that's where News Center 7's Kate Bartley is live talking about their conditions.
And medics brought 4 of the victims right here to the University of Cincinnati Medical Center. It's about 2.5 miles from the spot where they were shot. Video from the hospital in the aftermath of the shooting shows just how quickly crews worked to try and save lives. Police say the shooter, Omar Santa Perez, hit 5 people downtown.
A woman on a gurney with blood all over her face, and they cut her shirt off, and they were patching her up.
1 victim died on scene, along with the shooter.
And then a black guy with long dreads, his shirt was already cut off, and his gurney was up like this.
4 victims came here. 2 of those victims later died. One of them is 64-year-old John Newcomer. 2 victims remain at the medical center, one in critical condition. But just across the street, a quieter scene as hundreds came to the University of Cincinnati Hawksworth Blood Center.
The tragedy this morning just brings home that we need to have that blood on the shelf before a tragedy like this occurs.
Alicia Lipton told me the blood center started the day with 32 scheduled donations. This afternoon, people were waiting in line an hour to give.
We were very fortunate in that we've been able to meet the needs of the victims, but we need donors to come in so we can replenish that blood supply for the other patients who are in the hospital.
Hawksworth Blood Center will be open tonight until 7 o'clock. Tomorrow morning, starting at 8 a.m., they will be opening 5 locations around the city of Cincinnati. We'll continue to stay in touch with the medical center. If we get any new information on patient conditions, we'll pass those along to you. Live in Cincinnati, Kate Bartley, News Center 7.
And we're learning new information about the Cincinnati shooter now at 6. News Center 7 has obtained documents detailing several lawsuits Omar Santa Perez filed. They include claims that major corporations were spying on him. News Center 7's Sean Cudahy is working on that part of the story live from the shooter's apartment in North Bend. Sean?
Cheryl, I confirmed Santa Perez's photo with neighbors here. I also have multiple neighbors now confirming this unit, his apartment unit, actually on the middle floor of this complex. You can see it with the balcony right there. They say that belonged to Santa Perez, and that this was where investigators today focused their efforts as they raided this complex, looking for any possible motive behind today's shooting. Here's some video from earlier this afternoon as the ATF, along with Cincinnati police and Hamilton County Sheriff's deputies, searched this complex here on Miami Avenue. This complex about 15 miles west of downtown Cincinnati, where the attack today happened. New information we've learned in just the last few minutes. We know an Omar Santa Perez of this address where I am filed 2 lawsuits in 2017 and 2018, claiming large organizations essentially spied on his personal devices. Those suits filed against NBC Universal, TD Ameritrade Holding Corporation, and CNBC Universal Media. And back out here live, police today did confirm they were looking into a possible mental health issue involving Santa Perez. 4 different neighbors here described him as some version of unfriendly and as keeping to himself. I'm going to stay on scene here, keep working to talk with neighbors as we work to learn more about this man. We'll bring you any updates throughout the evening on our WHIO News app and have the very latest for you tonight here on News Center 7 at 11. For now, live in North Bend, Sean Cudahy, News Center 7.
All right, so the Cincinnati Reds plan to hold a moment of silence during tonight's game against San Diego at Great American Ballpark. The team released a statement. The thoughts and prayers of our entire organization go out to the victims of today's tragedy, as well as their family and friends. We also thank the first responders of our great city who put themselves in harm's way each and every day for the safety of all. And of course, we will keep working to get you new information out of Cincinnati, and we want to keep you updated through the evening. We'll do that with our WHIO News app, along with pictures and videos from the scene. And as we learn more about the shooter, we will have that on our news app.
Another important story we're following, the weather. We're tracking showers and storms.
Yeah, we've already seen some damage, including this tree that came down. We have Team 7 coverage for you. I want to get right over to Chief Meteorologist Eric with what he's tracking.
Well, showers and thunderstorms have pretty much started to weaken over the last few hours. So some good news there, but we've had a lot of rain and some ominous skies. I want to show you this picture that came from Dick Garrison in Darke County earlier. That is a shelf cloud and an ominous looking cloud at that, although that just was gusty winds and some heavy rain. That cool air coming out of where that rain created that cloud. It certainly gives a very big impression that something severe could happen. Now we're seeing showers shifting north of the valley. Most of this light to moderate rain coming down from Urbana down through Springfield over to Northampton, not detecting any lightning at this point. So that's also a sign that we're seeing some weakening there. As you get up toward Bell Fountain, some light rain, but we pick up heavy rain still between Wapakoneta and Lima. This is where we do have flood advisories posted in Auglaize County. That goes until 6:45. There's some lightning strikes here north of Wapakoneta, closer to Lima. This will likely be the action area for the next hour or two, but then we should see the rain taper off as we head into the evening. Unfortunately, with the remnants of Gordon coming, a lot more rain is on the way for the weekend. We will see how much rain could fall here in just a little bit.
Afternoon storms brought some damaging winds to parts of the Miami Valley. We brought it to you live here as a severe thunderstorm warning was issued for parts of Montgomery County shortly after 2 this afternoon. News Center 7's James Buckley joins us live in Germantown with how some of the cleanup is going. James?
Cheryl, I'm here on Butter Street. We first brought to you the story at 5 o'clock of a huge oak tree about 100 feet tall that was knocked over when those winds first came through during those severe thunderstorm warnings between 2 and 2:30. I want to show you, neighbors tell me they were not surprised this tree fell because it was just a matter of time. You can see the actual rot from inside the trunk and just how it was just a matter of a couple strong gusts of winds before this tree completely knocked down. Now it crossed over here and blocked Butter Street for about 2 hours. The lanes were reopened around 5 o'clock today, and you can see what remains of parts of the tree on the other side in that yard. And with it came down several power lines. We've seen DP&L out here for most of the afternoon trying to repair these wires. We spoke with a witness who was actually watching the storms roll in with her husband when she saw the tree actually fall down and knock over all of these power lines.
And all of a sudden, a great big gust of this wind just came, and next thing you know, I see this tree falling, taking wires and everything down. It was a tremendous sight to see.
Back live again, you can see those wires that are still down at this point. DP&L is here trying to fix these wires. We saw crews neighbors trying to just use chainsaws all afternoon to get rid of these trunks of trees and the branches that were blocking this road for a couple hours now. And that was because of those severe storms that came through the area around 2 to 2:30. But as you saw, cars going by, the road is reopened. For now, reporting live in Germantown, James Buckley, News Center 7.
Dayton wanted to know what people think, and now the results of a survey and what some people want changed.
And the city told to repay thousands of dollars. New information, what one lawmaker blames and the changes he wants made.
News Center 7 is brought to you by Orthopedic Institute of Dayton. News Center 7, coverage you can count on in your neighborhood.
Hey, mister, are you a road owner or something?
Guilty.
Did you fix the flood in my house?
I sure did.
Toilet overflow?
Nope.
Pipe break?
Getting warmer.
Bust the water heater?
Nailed it.
How long can you hold your breath? Is that your real hair? What's the birds and bees? Do you know where my grandma is?
You know, I don't know.
What's next?
Prepping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Don't settle for one-size-fits-all cancer treatment. Dayton Physicians Network utilizes state-of-the-art treatment like the Variance True Beam, delivering powerful cancer treatments with pinpoint accuracy and precision. The most sophisticated technology in the Miami Valley. Take control of your health care. We're here for you.
Fall is here, and that means football. This year, Arby's is partnering with Touchdown 7 to bring you highlights from the game of the week. Tune in to Touchdown 7 Friday nights at 11:15 to see which school comes out on top.
Around here, the weather never stays the same. If your home's not properly insulated, when it's hot inside. And when it's cold, you're cold inside. It's time to get your home into the foam zone. You'll always be comfortable inside, no matter what the weather is outside. Our foam in your walls keeps the cold air out and the warm air in. Foam your home now, and we'll give you a $500 early bird discount. USA Insulation. The sound of gunfire. The smell of smoke. The wail of tornado sirens. Everything can change in an instant. And at the end of your day, News Center 7 is there. Wherever and whenever news breaks.
Battling the flames.
Our team is on the scene, working to make sense of what's happening in our community. So you have all the information you need for tomorrow.
We begin tonight with breaking news.
News Center 7 at 11. It's coverage you can count on every night. Dayton Daily News, celebrating 120 years of real journalism.
All right, folks, breaking news. We have just learned the names of the 3 people shot and killed by Omar Santa Perez in Cincinnati earlier today. Pruthi Raj Kandipi, Richard Newcomer, and Luis Felipe Calderon. And we were there again. These were the 3 that wound up dying after the gunfire at the bank, Fifth Third Bank at Fountain Square in Cincinnati. I am working to get confirmation on a victim who is alive but in the hospital at UC. Somebody has sent me a picture of this person, and we will work over the next hour or 2 or 3, whatever it takes, to be able to confirm that information for you.
We're following breaking news out of Shelby County. This is video just into our newsroom from Botkins, where a combine went into the side of a house after a 3-car crash on State Route 274 and County Road 25A. Take a look at that. One of the drivers was taken to the hospital. No one inside that house was hurt. Miami Valley Congressman Mike Turner is blaming the local loss of federal housing funds on mismanagement by the city of Dayton. News Center 7 broke the story yesterday that the city will have to repay at least $166,000 to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, and the city may have to pay $500,000 more if it can't show how that money was spent. In an interview from Washington today, Turner told us he reached out to the mayor last year to resolve the problem, but she did not respond. Now Turner is calling for action to prevent further loss of federal funding.
I continue to call on the mayor to, 1, fix this problem at City Hall, but 2, sit down with us, sit down with HUD, come up with a plan, and move forward for Dayton's neighborhoods. This program is not that hard. It's not that difficult to take federal dollars that you've been given and use them properly.
City of Dayton said earlier that it changed the leadership of the department that was handling the funds, and they are fixing the problem.
The results are in. Dayton asking people what they think. The one thing most people want to see improved.
And we're keeping an eye on the skies over Salina tonight and much of the northern Miami Valley as more showers and thunderstorms rumble tonight coming up. How long these storms will stick around and the threat for heavy rain that's on the way for the weekend.
Closed captioning sponsored by Crossroads Hospice.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rob Tyrell at Midwest Vein and Laser. Aching, swelling, bulging, varicose veins are just a few symptoms of vein disease. If you think you might have a vein problem, you want to make sure who you're seeing has special expertise and experience in vein care. You see, ultrasound is critical in evaluating vein problems, and each patient at MVL is scanned directly by a vascular specialty physician. Your legs are important, so trust them to the best. Call MVL today for your free screening.
How fast is checking out at the Greene County Public Library? It's that fast. Returning your library resources is just as fast. The Green County Public Library. Discover, learn, and grow.
Live Doppler Something is brought to you by the Boss Auto Networks. Car accident or injury claim? Call the law offices of Lake Mason. Want more? Call
Julia accidentally plunged overboard. To add to our anxiety, we were making urgent attempts to work out where we were as we approached the long, low, featureless coastline of Egypt, with its numerous shoals, currents, rocky outcrops, suddenly shifting winds, and difficult black-and landmarks. We were passengers of a large cargo boat that was making its first lumbering trip south this season. Indications were that over the winter, everyone had forgotten how to do this journey. The tour captain was frantically taking soundings and looking for silt in seawater samples to tell him he was near the Nile. Since the Nile Delta was absolutely enormous, I hoped he was not such a poor navigator either. Our sailing from Rhodes had not filled me with faith. I thought I could hear the salty old sea god Poseidon laughing. The geographer's turgid memoirs had supplied oodles of misinformation to Helen and Justina. My skeptical wife and tour planner reckoned that even from this far out, you could not only see the lighthouse shining on a big confusing star, but also smell the city wafting across the water. She swore she could. True or not, we two romantics convinced ourselves that exotic scents of lotus oil, rose petals, nard, Arabian balsam, delium, and frankincense.
Report in Longitude, residents see some safety and crime issues improving around the neighborhoods, but still want to see road improvement. Mike.
Well, Cheryl, Dayton City leaders do these surveys every couple of years, and this time around in 2018, people say they have seen some improvements that they like about
Mr. Magoo.
But they are certainly looking for more road improvements. But you got big old holes in the ground and stuff that cars go through and hit and blow your tires out and stuff. Potholes are a problem for everyone in Dayton. But he's not sure it's any better, even though commissioners have new money from an income tax increase to pay and repair more roads than ever before. People living here say Salem Avenue needs help.
If the hospital was in place, you know, you take your car going up and down the neighborhood, and it's basically the main street.
Well, the survey numbers agree. Only 60% of people that responded to the survey are dissatisfied with the conditions of roads and streets. But there's also some good news in the survey. The number of people who say they feel safe alone at night in their neighborhood went up 5 points from 2 years ago, climbing to 53%. Some say they believe police patrols help.
They're more visual. You can actually see it. So yes, the neighborhood has quieted down quite a bit.
Another positive survey category, the number of residents claiming they regularly see drug deals fell 7 points, from 38% in 2016 to 31% now. That's a big deal in every Dayton neighborhood, from the east side near East 5th Street to the west side to North Dayton. And people say they can make a difference themselves.
Neighborhood watch is very important over here, and it's taken very seriously in this particular area.
This neighborhood ain't really came up.
How he was collected from his diary.
Now, some other concerns expressed by Dayton neighbors in the survey include having access to fresh groceries and adequate health care. Now, you can see the entire report, the Dayton Survey 2018, by going to studyradar.com and following the links in our story. Reporting live in downtown Dayton, Mike Campbell, News Center 7.
In Greene County, Cedarville University celebrating record enrollment. The school said it has 4,000 students this fall, nearly 1,000 of them freshmen. The school said its religious values and programs attract lots of students.
What we hear continually is that it's our emphasis on the Word of God, the excellent academics, and just the culture of our institution.
The university says its future vision includes expanding doors.
This was the scene over Dayton, our time lapse showing what it looked like as showers and thunderstorms kept rumbling across the area. It has quieted down now, but you can see that some of these boundaries came through from thunderstorms, firing up more rain, and some of that rain heavy at times. Rainfall amounts have wound up nearly a half inch or so here in Dayton, but some of you have seen a lot more. Temperature right now.
I made some joke about us being set a life or death test by a winged Greek sphinx, and my clever partner had pointed out we were now in the territory of the lion-bodied Egyptian sphinx instead. It did not strike me there was any difference. Thundering Jupiter! The inhabitants of this new place conversed at the tops of their voices as they held harsh, pointlessly long arguments. But when I looked out, hoping to see a knife fight, they're all just shrugging, and strolling off with loads under their elbows. The lever of street sound seemed absurd. Unnecessary bells clanged to no purpose. Even the donkeys were noisier than at home. I fell back into bed.